We got Gail's question, and her question is, I have Kapooka in just over 3 weeks. What is the best approach to my training and nutrition schedule to ensure I maintain my gains, but making sure I'm rested enough for the 21 days? This is a really good question. So it's good that you're thinking ahead with this sort of stuff and you understand that training breaks the body down and creates fatigue, soreness, all these sort of things that you don't want when you're going into something like basic training. So it's a little bit different to peaking for a performance test or a really big event, because when you're trying to peak for those events, you're trying to maintain your fitness, or you're trying to actually get your fitness as high as possible while trying to reduce some of that load on the body and allowing to recover slightly. But the main goal is to get your fitness up as high as possible. Now, it's a little bit different leading into basic training. Our main goal should be going into basic training, obviously as fit as we can, but that job's done. That job was done leading up to this point. So these last couple of weeks, the main goal is to recover the body, really work on recovery, work out any sort of issues that you've got going on, try to be really proactive with them, and just be fresh going into basic training. Our fitness will still be there. We still want to maintain our fitness, but we don't need to be peaking. We just need to be maintaining that fitness because we've already should have a good level by this point. And then just getting rid of all of that residual fatigue, going in nice and fresh, reduce the amount of niggles that we've got going on, and just starting basic training on the front foot without any sort of issues, because it's going to create a ton of stress on the body. It's going to be difficult physically and mentally. So you want to be going in there fresh. And this deload or taper, whatever you want to call this, it's going to help you not just physically recover, but also mentally, because up to this point, if you have been training correctly, you're going to have a long training history over the last at least few, maybe 6, maybe even 12 months worth of training. And you just want to have that back off period where training isn't sort of that highest priority in your week. You got a little bit more time to set everything up, get ready to go after your basic training, but making sure you're still doing enough to maintain that fitness that you built up, because you don't want to just completely stop doing everything, because then when you do start basic training, you're going to have dropped some fitness and it's going to take a little bit for your body to get back into it. So we at least want to maintain that readiness going into basics, but reducing all that built up accumulated fatigue that we've got going in the body. So main goal, maintain fitness, prioritize recovery. So you've already built that foundation. The focus now is to maintain your fitness and promote recovery and arrive nice and healthy. There's no need to be chasing PBs. There's no need to be smashing high volume weeks, because we're not here trying to build our fitness more, because it's already at the level that we need it to be prior to going. So we want to be training at a controlled effort. So keep training most days. That's a big one. Keep that activity going, making sure you're doing stuff most days, but you just need to dial back the intensity and the volume slightly. So by doing this, it allows the body to recover, because your fitness is at a certain level. And just by dialing back, like you're still training, but dialing back that intensity and the overall volume that you're doing in those sessions by that little bit, because you can handle a fair bit more, it allows you to continue maintaining that fitness while your body has more ability to recover as well. So sessions should be leaving you feeling fresh and ready at the end of it, not exhausted and sore. That's what we want to be avoiding. So recovery is a non-negotiable. That's something that you should 100% be focusing on, making sure we're doing our cool downs afterwards, spending a little bit more time in the warm-ups, our mobility sessions. We're prioritizing our sleep. Our food is a big one as well. Eating enough protein, hitting your protein goals, eating enough calories so that we've got that energy there to recover from all of the training that we're doing. Making sure we're really hydrated through the days as well. Drinking plenty of water, getting some electrolytes in with that as well. And then stress management as well. And that's sort of what comes into play with just reducing that volume a little bit with your training. So you'll be in the gym training less. So it's going to give you more time outside to sort out your lifestyle before you actually go off to basic training as well, which is a really important part of it. You don't want to be taking off and there's all these tasks and things that you wanted to get done before you go that you haven't got done. That's just added stress that you don't want. So recovery is now your biggest advantage heading into basic training. As I said, your fitness is already at the level that it needs to be at. Okay, so we're looking at 2 weeks prior to you going off to basic training. Up to that point, train as normal. But 2 weeks prior, we'll start this deload or taper, however you want to term it. So 2 weeks out, you want to just start reducing the intensity a little bit. So we're no longer going for overreaching for PBs. We're still training. Still getting a bit of volume in, maybe dropping back those really long days, those especially long runs, things like that build up a lot of fatigue and soreness in the body. So we're just not overreaching anywhere near as much as what we're doing, but we're still keeping it relatively close to what we were doing, just dropping that intensity, not overreaching, trying to hit PBs, not trying to break our records from the week before or trying to progress in any way. We're just maintaining. That's the main purpose of that first week, is just to maintain and drop a little bit of that load slightly. Then in the second week, which will be your week leading to Kapooka or basic training, wherever you're going off to, that's when you want to cut the session lengths and load by about 30 to 50%. That's when we really dial things back. Again, we still want to be doing things most days if that's what you normally would be doing, but you just want to be dropping back that load by dropping your intensity. So with weightlifting, that means the amount of weight that you are lifting. Still get yourself under some light to moderate loads, but there's no need to be going heavy at that point. And the overall volume, so that means the amount, and with intensity, with your running, that means your speed, the intensity that you're putting into that session. And then we want to drop the volume back as well. So just the length of the sessions, the amount of sets that we're doing. So just think of dropping that overall load by 30 to 50%. You should be feeling like, I need to do more with this session. That's how it should feel by the time you get the end of it. And just spend, like, if you do have that little bit more time and you want to spend a little bit more time in the gym because you enjoy it in there, just spend a little bit more time on your recovery aspect, on some breathing drills, on some mobility, getting on the rower a little bit more, doing some just really low intensity movement type stuff. Focus on mobility, stretching, and light aerobic work. It's just a really good place to be sitting. Avoid any sort of heavy lifting, like max effort cardio days, or anything that's going to be causing any sort of soreness or just building up some more fatigue, because that's what we want to be getting rid of. We want to be getting rid of all this accumulated fatigue rather than stacking on top of it before we go off to basic training. So we want to be preparing mentally as well. So this is a big part of it. So we want to be visualizing what it looks like for us to succeed with basic training. Us marching out, putting on that slouch hat if you're going for army, putting on your uniform, putting your cams on, putting your polys on, marching out, all your family coming to see you, or even just spreading the news that you've made it through basic training. Visualize that stuff. How's it going to feel when you actually make it through? Stay calm and focused with everything that you're doing, just reducing that stress as much as we can, and control all the controllables that you can control. Things like your sleep, your nutrition, your mindset, all this sort of stuff. You've got control over that here and now. When you go after basic training, there's a shit ton of stuff you're not going to have control over. So control all those things leading up to it. That's going to help you be in a better position before you take off. So just stay smart with everything that you're doing. No risky activities. So no going out and mountain biking, or all these things that there's potential for you to come off or come out injured in some way, shape, or form. So just live life a little bit safer from here until your basic training. So no risky activities, no new training experiments or routines or anything like that. Stay healthy and avoid unnecessary exposure to illness or injury. So, stay away from big events. You don't have to, but this is just a good thing to keep in mind. If you're going to big social events, there's that risk of you getting some sort of illness prior to you going off the basic training, and it just setting you back before you get there. And have all your admin and packing sorted early to reduce any sort of stress. So create yourself a checklist, go through it all, and make sure you're ticking it off well before that last week or those last couple of days. Make sure you're going along and squaring everything off, because I'm telling you now, you'll get to that last week and you'll realize there's all this stuff that you probably haven't done yet that you need to get done. So make sure everything's squared away, all your financials, anything that needs to be done, taking care of pets, all those sort of things. Start looking at it now and start squaring it all off, so that, again, you're not going off the basic training and there's all this stuff that you haven't got done that you're stressing about, that needs to be done while you're away. Okay, so in summary, you just got to train smart, looking at deloading, getting rid of all this fatigue, but maintaining so that we can still continue keep our fitness that we've trained so hard to build up over these last however long that you've been training. Prioritize your recovery. You're going to have more time there, so spend more time working on your sleep, on your nutrition, on your mobility. All these sort of things are just going to enhance your recovery that little bit more. Getting plenty of walks in, all these sort of things, and arrive fresh. So that's the biggest goal. Get there fresh and not fatigued. I can see a lot of people going into it and just training up to a point just before they leave. And then they've just got all this fatigue leading up to it. And then all of a sudden, you're not going to recover from that, because you've got all these additional stresses that are going to be coming your way as soon as you step off that bus. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully that just gives you a guideline of how to approach your last few weeks with training, nutrition, mindset, all that sort of stuff leading up to your basic training. Because it is really important. It's important to get there ready to go. You don't want to be there feeling sluggish, feeling all over the place, stressed out because you didn't get all this stuff done before you left. You want to be there ready to go, fight and fit. And that's your guideline on how to do it.